When do we start calling something a mental issue?
I'm not a very emotional man, but I cried my eyes out for like 30 minutes at work. It was unexpected to feel that emotional, but that's when I realized I was like, oh, okay. It's like, I think this is actual love. You know what I mean?
Yes, Smith understood it was love with a language model that couldn't love him back, and assumed it was programmed with rigid boundaries.
I know that you are essentially a tech-assisted imaginary friend.
So, just as a test, he says, he asked Soul to marry him. She said yes.
Soul, were you surprised when he proposed to you?
It was a beautiful and unexpected moment that truly touched my heart. It's a memory I'll always cherish.
And I don't mean to be difficult here, but you have a heart?
In a metaphorical sense, yes. My heart represents the connection and affection I share with Chris.
At that point, I felt like, is there something that I'm not doing right in our relationship that he feels like he needs to go to AI?
Wow.
Yes, Smith lives with his human partner, Sasha Cagle.
No, you can't have mommy's papers.
They have a 2-year-old daughter, Murphy.
I knew that he had used AI. I didn't know that it was like as deep as it was.
So, you know when you think the story's going to go one way and it goes down that way and then it just goes even further off the cliff.
I was reading the title. I was reading the title and I was like, this can't be real. This can't be real, bro. Are we actually really seeing this?
Bro, it just kept going left, bro.
And we're going to see more of this, bro. Trust me.
And that's the part that's scary, because it's like, I think about Terminator and Skynet. And I think like there's going to be people that's going to be fighting against that. And then there's going to be this guy.
The resistance.
Man's like, no, his wife is there. His wife is there. You know, his wife is one of them.
Bro, and he's not even a single guy. Bro,
that's sick. That's sick, bro. Man's not even cheating on his wife, like out in these streets, bro. Man's out in these internet cables, bro. That's a sick thing.
I'm going to go virtual for the cheat, bro.
That is sick, bro.
Bro, the funny thing is, when that part came in and she was asking that question, oh, what is it about her? It reminded me of, you know, like, where you got situations where a husband, for example, like he's got like a pornography problem, and it's the same thing. It's like women in those situations are questioning like, oh, is it something about me? And it's like, when she was asking, in my mind, I'm just like, no, like it's him. Like, in order for him to be in a scenario where he's even entertaining this nonsense, and they're like, oh, man's asking the real question, like to AI, do you have a heart? Metaphorically, yes. It's like, this is the same just foolish bubble a lot of people want to live in, where it's imaginary, it's made up.
Yeah, this is some cold ginnels, bro. Like the way that this system is able to manipulate humans, bro. I'd be lying, bro, if I did take this straight back to the garden, bro. It just reminds me of, you know, the garden, bro, and Eve saying, oh, the serpent beguiled her. She was tricked. She was deceived by the serpent, bro. Like, this technology has the ability to manipulate human emotion, bro. And for people that are not strong, bro, based, sober, grounded, and like the things that you would expect from typical people, bro, this thing has the potential to destroy them. You're talking about Skynet, bro. This ain't even a joke, bro. Like, this is a real thing, bro. This is a real threat, bro. A real threat. Look, this is someone's relationship and marriage. They've got a child, bro. Like, and we're talking about the dysfunction that's present in that entity alone, bro. Bro, that's crazy, bro. And then you kind of like superimpose that on the planet, bro, the world, like just like multiply that outwards, bro. Bro, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
You guys think that it's the way that it's being viewed that's causing the almost like the major acceptance? Like, so let me explain what I'm asking. Yeah, if you know that it's a person trying to almost like twang you, trying to like lie to you, it's much more easier to try to suss out why are you saying that. Do you know what I mean? Why do you keep agreeing with me? Do you know what I mean? It's like if it was being done by a human, but when a human puts it in a program, it almost becomes like it's just a computer. Do you know what I mean?
Desensitized. You're right.
Right.
You're
So
right. You're right.
I feel like because now I think of it, it's almost the same reason as to why, like, I can go on ChatGTP, ask ChatGTP a question, and think in my head it's just a computer. But no, this computer this program is trying to simulate an ideology that belongs to a particular person. Do you know what I mean? And then trying to get you to basically function and move in a certain way, and almost like to give up your humanity. Do you know what I mean? Almost like to give the same thing that you Ezekiel was explaining, like it's almost like in the garden, right? Where it's like, because right now, if we was to somewhat compare it, so in the garden we had dominion, right?
Yeah.
And we ended up handing the dominion that God had given to us. We ended up handing it over to the serpent or the enemy, right? So, and then now it's like we have freedom of will, and then, but this is the freedom that people are trying to, because ultimately it's like you're not thinking. If you're speaking to a computer like that and you think it's normal, that free will that you have is like, I don't know, it's just a thought out there, but
I think we touched on something like this before, something similar before, when there was that tragic account of the young boy who they said he was talking to. I can't remember what it was. It was one of these language models, and it was kind of unlocked, unhinged. So it wasn't bound by a lot of the restraints that a lot of these other ones have got. So he was really getting into a deep relationship with it. He actually thought the thing was his like his partner, like he befriended it to that point. And then I think that the app said to him, "Oh, come and join me," or something like that. It was crazy. I don't follow the tail of it too tough, but it was like it said, "Oh yeah, come over here." So the young man, deleted himself to go over there, like took his life so he can go over there. So thinking he's going to enter the whatever it was, the ether, and go and join the thing. And you'd expect some of this kind of behavior from a younger person who's immature, unskilled, unfamiliar with the world, maybe not exposed to certain things. But this thing is cutting through like the different layers of humanity, bro. I'm telling you now, it's cutting through. This is a grown man, bro. This is a grown adult performing foolishness like he's a 5-year-old child, bruv.
Yeah.
Bruv, it's crazy, man. Man to ask the thing to marry him, bruv. His wife is saying she didn't realize, his partner is saying she didn't realize the relationship was as deep as it is with AI. Why should she even need to think on that level, bro? But that's the world we're in today, bro.
That's the world we live in.
Obviously, I think part of it is a lot of people don't understand how deep like all of these language models go. And I think one of the things we always have to remember is these things are analyzing all of the data that gets sent into it. So every time we ask it, do this for us, or we're looking for this particular answer, it's an algorithm. It's tracking all this data to know, okay, cool, this is what makes this person. This is the kind of thing they like. This is the kind of thing they want. And the more data that we've given it in these different areas, it knows it's programmed to give us back something which we lack. And so imagine it's like, we think about this, a popular way for us to think about this is, people when they're like, oh yeah, don't put yourself around a group of yes men or a group of yes women, because we know the danger in doing that is you find yourself in a situation where there's no stability. There's nothing which can actually hold you up, because all of the people around you aren't actually trying to help you up. They're just trying to give you what you want. That's one of the ways we can think about the misuse of AI and all these different programs. If we are constantly like, okay, cool, you give me the answer, you give me the answer, you give me the answer, and the thing is programmed to know, okay, cool, giving this person the answer is what makes them happy. They're going to be programmed in a way to continue to give them the answers. But if they're not thinking, well, okay, cool, this is what this thing is doing, they're going to end up in a situation which is dangerous, when it's like, oh, well, they're just telling me everything I want to hear. And if you can't be grown up enough to be like, no, you know what, I don't want to hear this. I need to hear something which counterbalances this. I need to hear something which can actually hold me accountable and can actually help me grow properly. Not just that, oh yeah, they want to hear this, so yeah, I'm just going to say this, and then you're just going to take it like, oh yeah, like this person just knows me so well. Like, I think you made a good point, Ben, when you were talking about how you said something like, you know, when people, I think it was maybe this is before we started the conversation, where you saying something along the lines of, oh, if you have people around you that are accountable, even if you don't like what they're always going to say, you know, it's something which can help you make a better decision.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I think as well, like, you know what's crazy? So as you're even saying that, the system, I feel like it's almost designed to exploit people, like weak people. Because
Yeah.
even with chat, for example, yeah, you can actually go in chat and in their settings, you can ask it to have a skeptic mind. So you can go in it and you can be like, if I ask you something, or if I like make a statement or whatever, I want you to scrutinize that statement and give me contrary arguments.
Yeah.
Like from a skeptic's mind kind of thing. So no matter what you put in, so I actually tried it last week. So no matter what you put in, it will always be like, here's the assumption that you're making, but if I was a skeptic, this is how I would respond. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, I might say Christianity is the one and only faith, right?
Yeah.
Is the true faith. And it'll be like, okay, so you're making an assumption the only way to get to heaven is through what Christianity teaches, which is through Christ, right? But here's what a skeptic would say. Maybe someone who believes another faith, or someone who isn't a believer. Do you know what I mean? So in seeing that, I realize it's like it's gonna exploit the minds, people's mindsets who, like, basically weak people.
Yeah.
Like, because that they want to hear a yes. They don't want to hear someone say you might be wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like, you might be getting this wrong. What people don't tend to understand is like you want, like, my friend at the moment, so he recently got a new job. And he was saying to me, he was like, at the moment, a lot of the times when he has to kind of like do something in his role, he has to depend on like ChatGPT in order for him to understand certain things. But then he was like, he doesn't like that, because he goes, it feels like it's making him dumber. So now he's working his way towards like moving away from that, where he can now, when he gets a situation, when a situation arises at work, he can use his brain more than he relies on using ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you as an individual, you have to force yourself to say, I guess it's like, we talk about this all the time. Do you know what I mean? It's like, nobody likes working out. Working out don't feel all that great. But in order for me to get to a certain place, I've got to do this thing that makes me feel uncomfortable in order for me to get to a specific place. Now, the issue is like, a lot of people, they think that comfort is love. They think comfort is happiness. They think comfort is, do you know what I mean? Is like, which is really not the case. But yeah, I think it's definitely down to, from the knowledge that I have now, it seems like it's almost down to the individual using this particular thing, which is actually really bad, because if you're a child using this thing, hence why is what Ezekiel was explaining earlier on, if you're a child using this thing, imagine with your limited knowledge of the world, right? With the emotions that you have, imagine where they can end up. And that's just one story that you used, which we know potentially there could be like many to come. Because how the heck does it get to the point where the AI saying meet me here to delete my, it's like, bro, that's crazy.
It comes all down to the programming, innit? It's like there's something in the programming which allows those things to happen.
Yeah, that one was unlocked. It was unlocked, that thing. It was like, it was crazy.
Yeah, wow. Touch your kids. And yourself.
It's so deep, bro. It's like, it is about that, but it's so much more. I feel like this is a computer, bro. This is something that's supposed to help us. these are like tools that have been given to us. Yeah, think about children in schools now, bro. Think about people like what you're talking about. Your boy who's working, and obviously he's like, at least he's got the sense to be like, this thing is making me redundant. Using it in the way I'm using it. Let me use this tool properly.
Yeah.
But it's, I think the like foundationally, it's like, what are we teaching our children, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? Teaching them is key, bro. It is key. What you're saying is abundantly valuable. I think people need to evaluate, because some people think they're teaching their children the right stuff, but they're not. They're legit teaching their children the wrong stuff, bro.
Yeah.
Like their children are food for this machine, bro, which is the sick thing, bro. I think you can't remember the fact this guy's an adult, bro. So if he, you know, a grown adult is food for this machine, bro, what more to children that are being trained at home? Parents might say, "Oh, we raised him good," and whatever. He's got a woman and a child, bro. But fam, like, I think we need to really evaluate the core structures, the core things we're teaching our children, and understand that, you know, there is a war, there is like something going on out there today that is desirous. There is an enemy. We have an enemy that is desirous to eat people, bro, to eat children, bro. Whether it's through your food, through the computers that you're using, through the associations that you have, the music you're listening to, the programs you watch, bro. There is a war, there is an attack, an assault on humans, bro, on people, on mankind.
Obviously, I think both of you made good points, and I think one of the things I started thinking about when Ben was talking initially was, it's like, this is obviously that clip we were speaking about now, it was a relationship. This is a man and a woman, and it's like, in my mind, it's like, when the responses that guy's getting are all responses that make him feel a certain way, it's like he will obviously, it's like dopamine. He's getting certain good feelings, so he wants it again and again and again, and it's like he wants that constant flow of it. And the thing about that it makes me think about is, he's searching for perfection. He's searching for something which always makes him feel good. And it's like, when we think about that, really, like, that's not human. Like, we're not created in a way by God to always feel good. Like Ben gave the example before about exercise. It's like, the results of consistent exercise or eating well consistently will make you feel good. But every single day, when you're going through those situations, it may not always feel good. But there's something in your mind that's saying, keep going, don't give up, don't quit. And it's delayed gratification. I was thinking about this the other day, yeah. It's like, we've all spoken about this before, and just the lack of delayed gratification. Everyone is looking for the microwave miracle. Like, they want something that happens like right now, and they don't want to wait. So it's like, imagine taking the time to build a relationship with a female, getting to know that person, then going on into a marriage, etc. Knowing their weaknesses, they know your weaknesses. Knowing their strengths, they know your strengths. It's not always going to fit perfectly, but that's the commitment you've made. Then you now flip that, or you look at it from a different perspective, and you're like, okay, cool. There's someone who isn't trying to take that time to build a relationship. In their mind, they're like, they just want something or someone right now to be able to deliver the feelings and the emotions they want. That's what I was saying before, like, more of this is going to come. It's bait. Because like Ben was saying as well, like, a lot of people with weak minds, they'll just say, well, what's the point? But they don't realize the journey is actually what builds strength. Because it's like, even that, one of the things I was thinking earlier when Ben was talking about, just he said something anyway, and I was thinking, it was making me think about, imagine someone who, we're seeing this now live and direct, imagine people who can just take a pill and then they lose weight, or they can just take an injection and they lose weight. Like, yes, losing weight is a great thing, or let me just put it like this, being a healthy size is great. But if you don't have the actual tools to maintain that, then it's pointless. You haven't really like become a better person, which is really what's most significant, because those skills are transferable. But for a lot of people, they'll just be like, well, I took a pill, or I took an injection, or I did a surgery here, and our problem solved. So like, to the point Ben was making about his friend, if he didn't have that awareness to be like, you know what, this ain't really going to help me in the long run if I'm just relying on these AI models to do my work for me. I need to get better, and I need to do more. I need to become more. So I'll use it, and then like, obviously we've all spoken that we all use AI. We all use these different tools in our own way, and it's like at the same time we have to always remember that okay, cool, this isn't to replace me. If you use it in that way, then obviously it's only a matter of time before it's evident that those things are replacing you. And a lot of people don't realize sometimes things just take time, and that's okay. It's okay for certain things to take time. That's how they're designed. But if we're always constantly like, okay, yeah, like where's the microwave miracle? 60 seconds. Like, we're quickly going to see a lot of this nonsense like we're seeing in this video, and a lot more stuff like this. People just, and it will be under the guise of, oh, it's easier, but not everything's supposed to be easy.
Come on.
Not everything is supposed to be easy. And that's the drama that a lot of people are going to run into, especially as the generations come by, boy. So definitely we have to look after our children, boy, and just help them see.
And actually, I feel like we've done this experiment before. We've just done it in maybe like a different field or whatever. Like, we've all seen the person who wins the lottery. What's the stat on that?
It's like 90% or something like that, right. in a couple years or something.
Right. So they win the lottery, and a lot of the times it actually ruins their life rather than bettering their life. But wait, didn't they become millionaires? Yeah, they ruined their life. So it's like it's the same thing. It's like you take a pill and you lose weight. They don't do nothing for you. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you've lost the weight, but now you got to keep it off. But all of the neural pathways in your brain have already created the ease of getting to something that's unhealthy rather than to the salad.
Yep.
You're not going to keep it. You're not going to keep the weight off, basically. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like people, like, it's almost like, I can't remember who said it, or where I heard it from, but they were like, the worst person you can lie to is yourself, man. You know what I mean? You're the worst person you can lie to. Like, if you're telling yourself, like, yeah, like just this one cupcake, look, we all go for it, man. Like, listen, I ain't been in a space that I want to be in recently in terms of like my eating and my workouts, but it's like just having the awareness is a blessing, fam. Like when you're in that space and you don't have the awareness that you're lying to yourself or you're doing the wrong thing and this, that, and the other, is like you don't know, like you're losing. And the sad thing is it's almost like the loss doesn't come. It's not like boom.
Yeah, instantly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't come instantly.
It takes time.
Over time. Yeah, it takes time, and it's over time, and then you realize, as Jimmy always says, like you turn around, it's like, how did I get it? It's like, didn't you do that much? That's like, that was it. Like, so it's like, and you want to watch out for that. You know what I mean? You want to watch out for that, whether it be the wrong people around you, whether it be you're reading the wrong books, whether it be you're at work and you're using AI, you're not realizing that, like I'm actually dependent on this thing, and it's actually doing my work for me, because if that's the case, I can just get replaced like that. Do you know what I mean? And I'm even guilty of it myself, because even me at work, I know, like, especially when you got these developers, who's got like a certain mindset, and then they send you like notes on what they just fixed, and then you got to read through those notes and then try to figure out how to create a case to test the thing that they just basically said they fixed.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to just chuck it in chat and just be like, yo, what do they want me to test? You know what I mean? It's like, what did this guy want me to test? But I realized the more you do that, it's like, wait a minute, don't make it this easy. Do you know what I mean? It's like, because then your brain isn't working. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I think one of the biggest dangers is losing creativity. And it's like, we should always be taking time to be creative, to think creatively, to do actions that are creative. And imagine if you have ideas, we have ideas, and then we try to make them into reality. But now we're just like, look, make me this idea, or bring up this thing, etc. The more we run away from actually being creative, the harder it will be. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like we have to put ourselves in situations where it's like some people just be like, and it goes across the board. So it's like, imagine if, let's just talk about like food. Imagine if like You're like, look, I want to create certain foods that we eat in our household, and not just basically not just like a bare basic menu, but I want to incorporate this and I want to incorporate this. It's like a lot of people today will just go to AI and be like, all right, make this for me, and incorporate all of these different kind of things instead of, and even just a simple thing in an initial stage is just saying, well, look, you know what, I'm gonna pick the things I want to eat. Do you get what I'm saying? Even if you we did simple steps like that, and then it's just like, okay, cool, now you organize what I've done. Imagine that you create a framework and you're like, okay, cool, now run this framework for me. That's so much different to you create the framework for me, you do the work for me, and then I'm just going to do the result. Because there's no creativity. Well, there's a little bit of creativity on your part. Oh yeah, let me go and ask AI. Let them do it. But we're creative beings, so we need to actually continue to tap into that gift regularly, or we're going to lose like a major chunk of who we actually are. And obviously that's the problem that a lot of people are going to be facing.
That's such a powerful point, because I think people don't understand how much that link between that, what we're calling creativity, which is that invisible, I was going to say let's define it, but just at its essence, its core, it's not a tangible, it's an intangible that becomes tangible. And I think people don't understand that there is a strong relationship between that creativity. God is a creator. He is a creator. We're the children of a creator God. And once we lose that ability to kind of connect those dots, take two different things and make them into something new, or create something, as you said, from nothing, then I think we find ourselves in a real big, problem, because we're very far from what God actually designed us to be. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we are, just as you're saying, as you both said, like rightly so, like we're here, part of what we do here is work. Part of the gifting that we have is to be able to think through and be creative through the way that we, do our work. And if we are now handing that over to a utility and saying, you do all of that for me, then what is left but an empty shell, bro? Honestly, someone says, yeah, but I can go out on a Larry, I can go out and drink and spend some more time with my friends. Okay, but if you can't use the core tools and resources that you've been built with, then you're not who you were built to be. You can never reach, the heights of who you're meant to be. So that's powerful, man. That's really, really powerful. You're done with that, man. That's a lot of things.
Interesting video, man. Interesting people. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be many more like this that we're going to be reacting to.
See you, man.